If you play video games and have fallen in love with them, then probably either you or a buddy are a collector. There's nothing quite like taking a look at your buddy's collection and being totally amazed that they've gone down the rabbit hole of NES games, collectibles, PC games, or whatever drew them in. Often, there's quite a story behind each collection. Right before I started collecting, I was hanging out at my brother's place and chatting with his roommate. The roommate had a pretty decent collection. I asked him how he got into collecting Sega Genesis, and he reached underneath the couch and pulled out a Sega Nomad. Who knew about a Sega Nomad? The internet barely existed, and here's a guy who had a Nomad and had built a collection around it. The National Videogame Museum is like your buddy or your own collections on steroids. It not only invites you to browse its beautifully displayed and historically curated collections, there is more awesomeness per square inch than I figured possible. I'm amazed at the fantastic, epically rare pieces of history that have been compiled and displayed. A good collection tells a story, and the National Videogame Museum does a great job of that. It starts you out with Pong and walks you around a wall of systems, many of which I had never even seen in person before. Depending on the path you take, you can learn about development tools, video game piracy, virtual reality, PC gaming, arcades, the influence of the internet on gaming, and the list goes on. I'm a bit of a kiosk collector, and I have to say that the Atari 2600 point of purchase kiosk was a thing of beauty. Plus, there are simply amazing one-of-a-kind items like the developer materials for my beloved Toe Jam and Earl. I love the way that the National Video Game Museum displays collections. So many of us collectors have storage bins full of our loot. We find it, clean it up, fix it, play with it, and often squirrel it away in boxes. However, actually getting all of our games, systems, and handhelds out and nicely displaying them is the stuff of dreams. Space just isn't an option. I walked away from this museum not only learning a ton about video game history, but I learned a ton about how I want to display and organize my own collection. The National Video Game Museum does a great job showing collections displayed beautifully and with purpose. Check it out. The National Video Game Museum in Frisco, Texas is worth swinging by on your next trip to the Dallas-Fort Worth area. As always, happy retro gaming. Good luck with your own collections. Keep them well preserved, repaired, and most of all, have fun exploring this wonderful, fantastic, and creative world of gaming.